My friend, if you're struggling finding, vetting, training, and managing virtual team members for your real estate business, I have the solution for you. Call Magicians is the premier virtual assistant company in the real estate industry. And basically what they'll do is allow you to focus on closing more deals and doing the things you love while they handle the work for you. Head over to callmagicians.com and see if you're a good fit to work together. And make sure you use the promo code FLIPEMPIRE for a 20% discount off your startup fee. And by the way, the owner's a friend of mine and shares tons of value, gives a lot of useful tips on episode 540. So check it out at flipempire.com/540.
You're listening to Flip Empire, the show committed to helping real estate entrepreneurs who want to build their empire without sacrificing their life. Your success and freedom starts now with your host, Alex Pardo.
Hey guys, recording another podcast episode here on the Flip Empire Show. Appreciate you taking the time to tune in here and follow along. Listen, make sure you're subscribed. If this is your first time joining, or one of the first times one of the first few shows you've listened to, name's Alex Pardo. Want to just kind of start by I've had some people reach out to me on Instagram and social media. They saw I was in Boston with my wife this past weekend. And we spent 3 days because my friend and coach, Steve Cook, who I recently had on the podcast, we'll link that up in the show notes. We had a pretty in-depth conversation about relationships and about marriages, specifically amongst entrepreneurs, and got a lot of really good feedback from that. And Steve and his wife, Mike Lean, authored a book called Transform Your Marriage Vision Retreat. It's a self-guided essentially workbook that walks you through just making sure that you're on the same page with your spouse or with your significant other, creating a marriage vision together. So Natalie and I went out to Boston, had an amazing time, had some really important conversations about just, our marriage, parenting, conflict resolution, giving, so many things that are important to us. And I think on that note, I want to kind of just share some thoughts with you about important areas of your life. It could be business, it could be relationships or marriage, it could be parenting, it could be wealth building, making money, whatever it is, health and fitness, charity, giving, spirituality, whatever's important to you, whatever you really value or areas that you want to grow in. I think it all starts with having an awareness. And I think it starts with then figuring out, being very intentional about how you're going to improve in those areas of your life or in those areas of your business, whatever it might be. And I think this podcast episode is kind of good timing, although it wasn't really planned this way. Holidays are pretty much upon us, depending on when you're listening to this, Thanksgiving, Christmas. I mean, I'm recording it before then, but it's right around the corner. And then 2022 is here. It's insane. 2022 is almost here. You might be listening to this and we're already in 2022. And now is the time that you need to pause. You need to reflect. In some cases, you might need to hit the reset button. And you need to ask yourself, a scale of 1 to 10. This is one of the things I do at the end of every year is I rate myself in the different areas of my life. So you think about the 6 F's. You think about faith, family, finances, friends, fun, and fitness. Those are the 6 F's. Another way to think about it is you think about the different buckets or categories in your life: spirituality, family, relationships, money, career, business, fun/hobbies. What are do you have a bucket that's called no regrets? What are the things if you were to pass on tomorrow and you knew you only had 24 hours to live, what are the things that you would regret because you didn't do? Whether it's a conversation, whether it's a trip, whether it's a business you wanted to start, whether it's resolving some sort of past issue that's been holding you back, whether it's a trauma that you may have experienced in your childhood and you need to have a conversation, or you needed to grow in a particular area. You need to let go of some baggage, shed fear that's been kind of acting as an ankle weight around your life and business. Like, what are those things, right? Come up with a list of all the different things that if you only had 24 hours to live, you would regret because you didn't do, right? Come up with a list of those things. And I think now's a perfect time to, like I said, pause, reflect, and in some cases reset before 2022 comes. So, take inventory, take time for yourself to really just be introspective, to look back at this year and ask yourself, first of all, celebrate the wins. Far too many times, I think we spend too much time relishing, and I mean relishing, that is the word I'm choosing here, relishing the lost opportunities, relishing the times where things didn't pan out for us. Maybe another way to think about it is we spend too much time focusing on the negative. And I don't think we spend enough time celebrating the wins, celebrating the success, looking back and realizing how far you've come. And I think it's important that we do that. I think it's important to be a champion for other people, and then make sure that you have people around you that are also going to be a champion for you and that are going to lift you up. And so take time to really celebrate how much you've grown in certain areas, and not just celebrate the big wins, but also celebrate the little ones, because it's the base hits that compound over time that will stack up and equal the big wins. So do that. But then I think it's also important to really be honest and truthful with yourself. And if you don't feel like you can do this, make sure that you have somebody in your corner that can hold you accountable. Make sure you can have somebody in your corner that can kind of put a mirror back on you and tell you what you need to hear, not always tell you what you want to hear, and have counsel. Iron sharpens iron. Make sure that you have people that can counsel you, and people that you can have important conversations with, and get not just self analyze, but also that they can analyze you in certain areas. And you have to be very mindful with who you're going to in these particular cases. It's got to be people that you respect. It's got to be people that share the same core values that you share. It's got to be people that are going to be real and authentic. And like I said, tell you what they actually believe. It's got to be people that are not envious or jealous of you. And it's got to be people that, this is the type of person, this is the type of influence you want and need in your life, right? So that's really, really important. But going back to kind of reflecting on this year, where are the areas in your life where you want to grow? Ask yourself who, not how or what. Who do I need to connect with? Who do I need to learn from? Who do I need to have a conversation around so that I can acquire a certain mindset, a certain belief system, a certain skill set to get me from where I am today to where I want to go? And the cool thing about this is that you can apply this to any aspect of your life. Any one of those 6 F's that I highlighted earlier in the show, any one of those buckets or categories that I alluded to a few minutes ago, you can apply this framework to any area of your life or any area of your business. And this is one of the things I always do come November, December, is I look back at my goals and I said, hey, what did I accomplish? So let's celebrate that, big and small. Where did I fall short? Why did I fall short? Who do I need to connect with? Who do I need to surround myself around? What conversations do I need to have? Have I structured and created my environment in a way in which it's conducive to me accomplishing my desired outcome, right? I look at my vision. I look at my goals. I'm asking myself, are my goals aligned with my vision? And do my goals, are my goals set up in a way where they're action goals or are they end goals? This is one of the things I've been thinking about recently is looking back on my goals. I realized too many of my goals are action goals and they're not end goals. I'm sorry, too many of my goals are end goals and not action goals. What I mean by that is, here's an example. An end goal is, hey, I want to lose 30 pounds in the next 3 or 6 months. That's an end goal. An action goal is, I want to train and complete a half marathon in the next 6 months. Let's just call it, right? And you can adjust the numbers or the timeline, whatever. But I just want to give you an idea of the difference between an action goal and an end goal. And I've come to realize I think action goals are much more powerful and put you in a position to accomplish your desired outcome, to succeed and reach that goal versus having an end goal. Now, I think end goals are important, and understand that, everything begins with the mindset, with the belief system. Wealth begins in your mind first. Everything around you was first a thought, right? You think of there's wealth all around us, there's money all around us. That all began in somebody's mind first. So don't underestimate your ability to think big, and to accomplish the things that you want to accomplish. First, understand it starts with a belief system. It starts within your mind. Then you have to make sure that it's followed by a relentless pursuit and relentless action. You can't just, in the book, The Wealthy Gardener, it talks about this very thing. It talks about having faith, having a belief system, knowing that you are destined for greatness, knowing that you will accomplish the very thing you want. But you can't just sit at home and think about it and have faith and just pray on it and meditate on it, because in the meantime, your garden is being overrun by weeds. You got to go out there and you got to follow it. You got to do your part. You got to follow it by relentless action. And so what we're talking about on the podcast here today is it's starting first in the mind. It's starting first with being very reflective. It's understanding, having an awareness about where you are today, where you want to go tomorrow, and then who do you need to associate with? Who do you need to converse with? Who do you need to hold you accountable? How do you hold yourself accountable? How do you structure your environment so that, again, it's your desired outcome is inevitable? How do you do all these things? And then what's your plan of action between today and tomorrow that's going to ultimately get you from one side of the bridge to the other side of the bridge? And then having the patience, acting with a sense of urgency, but also understanding that overnight successes, took sometimes 5, 10, 20 years in the making. We only see the fruit. We only see the shine. We see the praise, but you don't see the blood, sweat, and tears that person put in for years and years and years. So I think there's something to be said for acting on a day-to-day basis with a sense of urgency, but also understanding that you got to have that mindset where you got to put in the work day in, day out, and it requires patience, right? And that sounds counterintuitive, to act with a sense of urgency on a daily basis, but have a long-term mindset of patience. But I think that's really, really important. So I want to leave you there, with the episode, and I have a couple things I'm going to be sharing on upcoming episodes. I got some really cool guests lined up. So make sure, head over to flipempire.com/podcast. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. I appreciate those of you. We continue to get more ratings and reviews. The podcast continues to grow. So thank you so much if you have taken the opportunity to leave a rating and review and or share it. That's one of the biggest it's one of the biggest compliments I think you can give me, is just kind of sharing the show, because you think enough of me and or the content. Really, this show isn't about me. I just happen to be the host. I've been given this platform. I see it as a gift, and it's, I want to come on here and share my truth, and just share what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, things going on in my life and my business, and more importantly, not making it about me, but making it about how this can impact you, your life, and your business. So appreciate you. Got some cool things I want to share with you in some upcoming episodes here. So make sure that you're tuned in, and have an amazing day. If you need anything, always reach out. I appreciate you. Love you. Have an awesome one. Take care. One last thing before you go. If you have been listening to the show for a while, and or you have been getting value from the show, I would be 100% honored if you would share this show with a friend, or maybe share it with somebody that you think could benefit from this. It's my mission, it's my cause, it's my purpose through Flip Empire to impact and touch people's lives, to help people and in their businesses. So it would be an honor if you would be willing to share this episode. And one last thing, make sure that you're subscribed so that you get notified every Monday and Thursday when shows get released. I look forward to connecting with you on the next one. Until then, have a great day.